Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Sports Talk with the JOAT Lion. I'm your host, James. I've got a couple of TVs in the background. We're going to be talking about some sports today. We're going to talk about how today is the first games of the Pac-12. How Nevada. I just got this Nevada hat yesterday. This one's going to be a good one. And unfortunately, here in Reno, we're expecting a nice little snowstorm. Thank God the Reno game was actually done about a couple nights ago. Now, let me tell you something. This is going to be one of those events. I'm looking at some of the odds on some of the games. I'm going to bring you some odds and some picks today that you might be able to get if it's not too cheap or not too late. Plus, I'm going to do some sports talk. I got a whole bunch of different apps here pulled up on my phone. I've got different things going on. We're going to be watching some good games today. We're actually, you've got the Michigan game. We've got a couple of rivalry games. We've got North Carolina, Duke. We've got a little bit of some, let's see, some Michigan, Indiana should be good. I'm looking. Florida, Georgia is going to be a good one. Everybody's looking at this Texas Tech TCU game. That might be a good one. I can tell you some games that are going to be blown out is going to be like the Mississippi State Vanderbilt game, the Fresno State UNLV game today, the Oklahoma versus Kansas game today. Those games are going to be pretty much blowouts. So, like I said, we're going to be watching a few of these games. I've pretty much got the Pac-12 game on my TV at the moment. So we're going to be actually doing a lot of at this moment, we're going to be doing some sports talk about the games, though. We're actually going to looking at some of we're going to pull up some ESPN, maybe some Yahoo, and we're going to be talking. We're going to be talking about different sports topics. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things to come up. I'm going to give you a little bit of some headlines. I'm getting my little thing set up here. Let's see. Let's see if we can get some people. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. We're gonna have some, like I said, we're gonna have some things pop up here. I've got some ESPN, got some YouTube. Come on in, come join the sports talk radios, guys. Like I said, guys, I'm here on the in my little cave here. We're going to be talking about some sports talk. We're going to try to do the best we can on a lot of the issues coming up. And welcome to all the people that are on looking at the channels. If you like these streams, please let me know. Hit the like button if you're going to watch it. We're about ready to start the Arizona State USC game. So if you guys are watching it too, that's on Fox. I got it on channel 11 here in Reno. So we're hopefully currently I'm looking at OddSharks is a website where it comes to sports betting. So I'm trying to keep up, see how their picks are doing, and they actually believe Arizona State's going to cover. Currently, I was able to see Arizona State plus 11 points. They think that USC is going to win, but they're only going to win by maybe possibly 7 points. So if Arizona State keeps it close, we're going to see a tight game. We're going to have a fun time. Any sports questions you guys got today, I would really appreciate it. Like I said, we got some good stuff today to talk about. I'm looking at some of the ESPN right now. Wow, I even took Temple's already up in the SMU game, so what'd they do? Run back for a touchdown? Took them 13 seconds. And with Arizona State starting, this is the first games of the Pac-12. No, it's a 75-yard pass. Nice. You know what? With the very first game, I actually believe that the underdog will cover. A lot of people like my sports talk because of the fact is I actually put a throw in some sports betting. But you know what? This is going to be an interesting game. This is going to be a really, really interesting game because the Pac-12 was actually the last conference to start the season. So there's too many teams already out there to let's see. Cool. All right. Yes, guys, if you guys are here on the sports channel, so oh, there we go. All right, Arizona going down the sidelines. There we go. All right, that was a good run by Arizona State. Let's go. That was a good swing around. It was good. Oh, I was quarterback keeper. Nice. Gotta stay a little hydrated, even though that's soda. Okay, that's good. But yeah, like I was saying, guys, it's a lot of the different things that we talk about here on the sports channel. We're actually looking at a lot of different games today that, I kid you not, my sports system is the sports systems that for my picks, they're doing pretty good. I'm looking at them right now. Currently, I am right here in Italy. I'm 3-2 over the entire season. Mind you, the season started in September, and I take 3 games or 5 games already, and I've won 3 of them. And I actually think I just lost 1, so let me see where literally, when I pick a game, guys, in Italy so far, I looked at both my losses, and I consider ties losses. Both my losses came because the team tied. And that's the downfall. That is a really downfall, is because it's a tie. Um, I have really not, when I pick the games, the team either ties or they win. So, and some of you people say, well, if you tie a game, you happen to win. That's a push, right? No, in soccer, they do two-way betting is if you do by points, like point spread. Three-way betting is money, whether they win, lose, or draw. You can bet both teams, one of both teams, or the draw. And if it's a draw, both winning picks or both the picks lose on the outside, and you have to pick the draw to win. So it makes it much more tougher in soccer, but it's actually a lot more easier the soccer games are a lot more easier to bet, in my opinion. So, yeah, personally, we're just trying to do a lot of different things. I'm going to tell you right now today. If you guys are Odd Sharks has put a lot of the picks down for today's games. They honestly think so that USC is going to win the game, but Arizona State's going to cover the 11.5. They think West Virginia is going to cover the plus or cover the 5, as well as they got a +5 on them. Plus, they're actually expected to win by like 4.8. So it's like a 9.8 turnaround right there that I honestly think Texas is really not it's West Virginia versus Texas. Texas has really not shown any consistency. So I'm really curious on that game. And a lot of people, we got about a 53 to 47% of the betting consensus is and it's really interesting when I talk about games like that, because of the fact is it's just those are those ones where you pretty much, if you're a sports bettor, you can really find a location and actually win those games like that. And like I said, soccer bets are one of my very favorite things to bet on, especially when I've got 6 major sporting bet or sports leagues or six countries that play soccer that I can actually bet on. And I'll tell you this, guys, it is tough. It's going to be really, really tough to I look like I do pretty good, but you know what? Most of the time I've got to figure out the money lines. You're not going to win every time. I always tell people, you're not going to win every time. You got to find a system. If you're going to bet a system, you got to find ones that are going to win in the long run. And that's why I tell people, I say, you got to win in the long run. A lot of people try to win in the short game, to do the short gains, like spend $5 to win $3,000. And a lot of times you're going to lose. There is like a 10 to maybe 5 to 10% chance you're going to win those kind of bets. But I'm usually win about 60% of the bets if I do it the way I do it. So a lot of people don't like the way they think that that's just a waste of time. But you know what? I look at it and I see them and I go, you know what? I think it's good. Guys, I'm just updating my sports stats right now, and I'm undefeated in Germany picks now, because I've actually looking into Germany, 5-0 with a +6 advantage. I was actually a 3-2 with a +1 advantage in Italy. So basically, I'm already +7 advantage on a 8-2 run in just 2 leagues. So, like I said, it really does 80% winning percentage right there. So, if you guys, hey brother, what's happening? Sorry I missed you, Jesse. I was looking at doing all my sports stats right here. All right, all right, all right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Hey, welcome back. Hey, brother. Yeah, I know. It's gonna. Hey, I just saw you. Sorry about that. I just saw some of your messages. I had my screen actually up on something else. I know the Vegas Raiders are doing good, and you know what, guys? I was telling a buddy of mine back in Vegas that back in March that the 49ers were not going to do anything this year. They were going to miss the playoffs. He was calling me crazy. He called me crazy even back in March. He called me. He said, I need mental health because the fact is he believed that the 49ers, after going to the Super Bowl, they were going to make the playoffs. That defense was solid. And they're 4-4 this year. So it's kind of one of those things like, yes, injuries happen to everybody's going to talk about how injuries are going to happen. Injuries are actually part of the game. You just have it's next man up. Whoever's got the injuries when a team starts dropping means they don't have enough depth in their program to match and mind you, if you don't have that depth in your team, you're always going to fail. What do I think of the Giants? You're talking about the New York Giants or the San Francisco Giants? The Giants this year, I'm going to say, if you're talking about the New York Giants, you know what? That's going to be tough. Oh, the San Francisco Giants. Ooh, that's going to be tough. Honestly, in baseball, I got to give credit where credit's due. The Dodgers had needed this World Series, but so much since they haven't won one since 1988. It's one of those things that San Francisco is really going to be good. They're going to be very competitive, but they're starting to turn. I mean, baseball playoffs are starting to turn around, so they might have a chance to make the playoffs next year because they're restructuring the playoffs to where it's possibly going to be I want to say I was thinking they were going to try to do maybe an 8-team playoff, a 16 playoff, an 18 playoff on each side in each league. That one would be good because there's been a lot of teams that had really good seasons, but baseball has the shortest amount of teams going to the playoffs. They had 4 out of 15, I believe. And it's going to be interesting. I want to see what happens. Yeah, when it comes to fantasy, I haven't played that in quite some time. But I will say this. It's going to be with San Francisco and the Dodgers and all them. It's all going to depend on how long this coronavirus could be managed and everything like that before we even start looking at more teams playing on regular schedules. I mean, like baseball will have constantly was being postponed. Games are being postponed, which really, really kind of like tick me off because the fact is you don't really get a good sense of feel for how the teams are playing. And then one team can have like a 6-week layoff or a 2-week layoff, and then other teams are beaten and battered. It really didn't help. So when every team is on an even playing field, playing the same amount of games at the same amount of time, that's when I would say we'll get a better understanding of how the teams are favored. I really believe that a lot of the games that I'm looking at they're going to be good. I really think they're going to be good. I'm just glad that sports are back. Really, I really am. Let's see. I'm looking at some of the sports talks right now, or sports things. We got North Carolina. That North Carolina Duke rivalry out there in college football over there in the Raleigh-Durham area, that is one of those games that I really love to see. Yeah, if you guys got any more questions about the sports topics and all that, I'm actually right now also doing catching up on the soccer games from this morning, looking at how some of these teams are doing. And like I said, people say, well, you got a system. Yeah, I got a system that I play all the time, and I really believe it works. It's got so far, so I've had really positive numbers when it comes to picks. Like at 9:30, I think Chelsea is going to win the game in England. As a matter of fact, I think I got it here. Yeah, Chelsea's playing Sheffield, and I've got them at a one advantage. And when I say one advantage, I say a lot of people, when I say one advantage, it means that I think from a scale from 1 to whatever, I believe that they're starting off at that little 1. All right, take it easy, Jess. Thank you, guys. And I'm sorry. When it comes down to sports, I believe that it's everybody has their team. Everybody works with their teams. You really can't get mad at because it's just a game. Some people do, and that's people that take their sports way, way, way too hard. Me, I'm a big fan of like California. I pick them all. I pick California, Arizona, Nevada teams, and I keep them right there. I actually have a big, broad that way. I actually believe that I have a lot of respect for other teams, but those are some of my favorites to watch is us West Coast teams. And a lot of people say, you know what, West Coast doesn't know any sports, or why, like in college sports, like the Pac-12 right now, people don't give a lot of respect to the Pac-12 because of the fact is they play so late. This is why I think this game right here, this Arizona State USC game, is on at 9 a.m. in the morning, our time, which would be noontime over on the East Coast. Because of the fact is we get to watch the game. A West Coast person gets to watch the games real early in the morning. Then they get to watch the games. They probably will 7, 8 o'clock at night, finish by 10, and go to sleep. Some of the games, so these West Coast games that start at 7 o'clock is starting at 10 o'clock on your time, on the East Coast time. And then those will go about 3 hours. So that's about 1 o'clock in the morning. I can understand that some people need to get some sleep. We got that extra 3-hour advantage to watch all the games. So I kind of love it when it gets being on the West Coast. I kind of love that kind of channel. For all those other guys over that are watching my show, if you guys are interested in talk, dropping something in the chat, I really appreciate it. If you guys liked the video so far, please put down a like. Do some comments. I mean, I'm always up for suggestions on how you think these games are going to be. Or if you got a sports question or you think I could. I'm doing this on kind of like a low budget video thing, so I appreciate it. If you guys got a little bit of some advice on the budgets, but I'll tell you, like I said, I'm just going through the my sports stuff right now. Hold on one second. All right. There we go. Much better. Had to put my phone on charge. So I'm watching some of these games right now, and we're trying to get yeah. We're having some fun here. We're actually doing a lot of good stuff. And like I said, it's going to be fun. It really is. So, yeah, I appreciate it, guys. I really do. Thank you for watching the show. If you guys are still here, yeah. Right now, like I said, right now I'm just trying to put some of my sports stats in here. To if you guys are interested in my picks, just send me a comment. I always keep a thing or a list of my sports schedules and all that. Because I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to figure out who is the better teams and everything like that. I really do appreciate if you guys are talking or anything like that. Oh, let's see. Oh, I'm looking at some of these games right now. We're doing pretty good. If you guys are sports bettors, I like to do this channel once in a while, just whenever I can get time. We're going to try to see if we could get some wins here. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I see it on my TV. We got a little bit of a delay. I want to say probably about a 5-second delay from actually what I'm saying to what is coming up on the TV screen. If you're watching this on YouTube, I appreciate it. Like I said, it's going to be one of those things. Let's see what we got on ESPN, some top headlines. For all you Cowboy fans out there, I really think that don't feel so bad. Niner fans and Cowboy fans are going through the same thing. They're actually so many injuries have costed them many, many games. I mean, last year, I believe with the 49ers, I think last year was a fluke year. Really, I do. 2 years, bottom of the league, and then they have a 13-3 season, and now it looks like they're about ready to have a 4-4, which I'm thinking will probably. By the way, the NFC West is coming out. It's actually by the way the NFC West is going. This is something I want to say. I honestly think that Arizona, the Rams down in Los Angeles, are going to make the playoffs. Means if the 49ers want to make the playoffs with the new structure of how the NFL is trying to structure their playoff system with adding an extra team, they have a 1 in 10 chance. They got a 10% chance because I believe the Rams and the Cardinals are going to be ahead of them. And then I'm thinking either New Orleans or Tampa is going to. So I don't really think the 49ers are going to make it because of the fact they got a lot of injuries today. They do have a lot of injuries. And I'm sorry, they lost to Arizona. They've lost to Seattle, they lost to Green Bay this week. I really thought that was what was going to happen. I really did. I thought that was what's going to happen was they were going to lose to Green Bay because Green Bay is trending on the upwards. San Francisco's trending down. I don't think it was going to happen. So, hey, for all the people that are actually watching, if you guys are interested, so just send me a comment. Send me a comment. Ask me a question. Ask me some sports questions. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you. I'll say something about it. If you guys are watching this video, like I said, I'm here to answer any sports talk If you you might disagree with me, but that's personally my opinion. And believe me, I'm looking at some of these games here that's just like we got a lot of college football to get to. I'm watching a lot of different games. If you looks like I keep looking over this direction, it just means that I'm watching the TV, watching the keeping up with the Arizona State USC game. It's currently I'm watching Arizona State up by 3, and they're almost at the end of the first quarter. So it's really getting to a point where it's the very first game of the Pac-12, so I'm really watching to see how the Pac-12 can be, because let's face it, a lot of people around the country do not like to give credit to the Pac-12, especially with the players that they have. And some of the top football players, I'm going to say there's 3 states that I always say builds that are notorious for producing great football players. Florida, Texas, and California. While Florida, most of them go around the southeast. Texas goes around the southeast. California, a lot of California players that are pretty much no names are down there stay in the California regions. Unless you're Tom Brady and you go from being raised in California to playing at Michigan. A lot of other times, like players like Aaron Rodgers, who played at the University of California, Berkeley, Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, Marcus Allen. A lot of these players played in California's or in the West Coast teams, and they do pretty good in the league. But people don't give them credit when they're actually playing their college ball. So it's kind of ever since the USC era, where USC was winning one after another or being number one almost every year. Back now that Alabama's number one, it's just one of those things. Like I said, guys, it's just it's troublesome. I'm going to say that it's really, really going to be a very troublesome year, because you really can't get a good read on the college game. And I'm looking at some of these games. It's almost to the point where some teams have more games to look at. Some of them, like they're supposed to be a good quarterback at North Dakota State, and they were only able to get in one game. So it's kind of one of those things that he actually was able to play that one game, which I think that one game is going to be – it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be – I want to say it's going to be a great, interesting game. Let me see. It did. Okay. I had some picks in for today, and I'm going to say this. I'm looking at to see how they do. I threw a couple bets down myself, but so hopefully they do good. Like this Arizona State game, I got a plus 11 on it. I threw $2 down on a plus 11, so I'm up 14 points right now. So I'm not doing too bad. I took the over, but they need to start scoring because I took the over 56.5. So a lot of times I'll tell you this, it's one of those games. For all you people out there that are watching, I appreciate it. There we go. There we go. We got some movement. But yeah, for all those guys out there that ask me, they always say, which soccer leagues do you watch when you're betting on your games? I watch actually Mexico, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and England. And then I take a look at a couple of I keep up with their every game. I do a little statistics based on when they win and how much they win by. And then they get a cumulative number, and I actually will put that in there. And we'll figure out that it's actually if I see a big gap, then that's when I'll start actually saying that, all right, I think this team has a chance. They're playing strong. I think they have a chance. They know what they're doing. Because most of the time, these picks don't go – you don't bet the games right off the bat and it might take a long time into the season before you start betting the games because it just gives you that little extra time to see how these teams develop because they could be good in the first week and then just bomb the second all the way back through the season. And you won't – this is, like I said, it's a long-term thing. You're not trying to lose money. You're trying to build on a income. And that's why I always tell people, do what you got to do. Like I said, it's one of those games. Arizona State's playing them tough. I'm actually kind of glad I picked that 11. Like I said, there's a lot of games out here that I'm watching. We've got a couple of games going. I honestly think you know what? I think I might play that Marshall game. Marshall against UMass. Marshall at home, undefeated versus a UMass team that's 0-1. I'm debating on the number though. I'm going to try to see. Let me see what that Marshall game is. Hold on. Okay, right now it's a 50-50 because if I'm looking at OddsShark right now, OddsShark is telling Marshall is going to win by right around 51 points. A 51-0 score is what they believe. And the spread is actually a minus 44, which is kind of hard to – I don't like giving that many points or playing that many points because there's always that thing called the mercy rule. A lot of people will say once they go up, they break like up 35 points in the first half, and then you bring the backups in. And it's just – then it's kind of hard to bet it like that. So, now if it was like a 20, I would have probably taken it. I would have probably taken it for picks like that. And you know what? I'm going to say this. It looks like USC just scored a touchdown. Okay, 10 points in the first quarter. That's looking pretty good for me. It really is. That looks pretty good. Yeah, let's see, what other question or what other sports topics? Top headliners. Well, it looks like the Ravens defense for tomorrow is going to be a little bit up there because the fact is I'm looking at one of the headlines. 6 players are coming off the COVID list in the NFL. So that's a good thing for Baltimore. I'm wondering, okay, Baltimore's playing who tomorrow? Let's see. That's going to be good. That's actually, I think Baltimore's going to have a shot of winning that game because that's going to be against Indianapolis at home. It's at Indy. But you know what? Baltimore's been, when the beginning of the season, they were actually playing pretty tough. So I want to say that now that they got a full line of defense in there, it's going to be one of those very, very tough games for Indy to win. Yeah, I might. You know what? I'm looking at it. It looks like Indy's favored by 1. That's going to be an interesting one. It really will be because I honestly think Baltimore will take it. If I had to, I'd put money on the money line on that game. Just so figure out what's going on. And But yeah, like I said, for all you guys out there that watch it, I thank you. But it's just one of those things that I'm actually looking at I'm looking at the games. It's tough because this is another way that I know of that I'm very good at. I love sports. I don't like the politics that are in sports, but I do love the actual game of sports. So I'm actually kind of fond of the Christian McCaffrey's coming back for That's going to be something. I'm thinking that's going to give the Panthers a little bit more firepower against the Chiefs, which the Chiefs are already going to be a really good team. And I think they're actually going to be good. And it depends on the number. I think that number might come down now. If you guys are betting on Carolina, you just had another good shot. But the Chiefs are still so powerful. I think they will win the game. I just don't think – I think the Panthers are now going to make it a little bit more close. Ooh, looks like we have fumble on the play. Fumble on the play. Ooh. And so that's going to be good. Okay. Yeah, I think that was a good – and I'm looking at it, and I think we got one of the Georgia wide receivers out on the Florida game. So I honestly think that was a very, very good pick. One of my parlays, I actually had Florida plus 9.5. So I think that's really a good pick in that book. So let's see here. Let's see. Looks like Deion Sanders' son commits to Jackson State. Wow. You would think he'd be like Florida State or something, follow his dad's footsteps, but Jackson State is actually a not bad pick. I love when people, great players go to low schools. I mean, it gives them that notoriety, but also gives them you don't hear much about them. I'll be honest with you. You don't hear really that much about him because the fact is, it gets to that point where it's like, all right, yeah, you don't hear them like if they were going to Florida State or Alabama and going to that, because most people don't watch Jackson State on TV. They watch Alabama, they watch Clemson, they watch Michigan, they watch USC. That's why a lot of schools, I really believe that if you don't get that, you might not get that all that hype and all that attention, but then you could just go out there and play that game, play your game. It's just one of those things that I love. You can go out there and practice. You don't have the spotlight on you, because a lot of people fold on the spotlight. So, yeah. Honestly, I'm just going like this. It says I'm looking at some of these other games. We got some good games. I'm taking a look at some of the college games that are the Liberty game's on a delay. Indiana, I thought, Michigan, Indiana. Michigan -4. $21 points in the first quarter. You know what? Indiana, that's going to be good. I really think Michigan might come back and take that. But I'm looking. Okay, Temple's 20. Yeah. Okay. I'm liking it. Like I said, it's just one of those tough games that like I said, I'm trying to look at some of these games and trying to figure out. Oh, boy. Got 32 seconds left in the game. USC's got the ball at their 3-yard line. But yeah, like I said, it's just one of those games. It's just one of those games, guys. It's just it's gonna be fun. I mean, I knew this game. Pac-12 games today were going to be a lot closer than what I think the experts were thinking, because the fact is, it took them so long to prepare. They finished their season at the they were the last conference to come into the season because of the coronavirus stipulations, especially like in the state of California, where it's actually a little bit more stricter than a lot of other states. Which, to me, I personally don't like that, but man, what can I do? But I'm going to say this. It's going to be an interesting game. I really believe that a lot of the sports, I'm glad sports are back, really. I really am. Because I actually think sports are actually, people could stay home and watch them if they need to. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go for some headlines. For all you sports fans out there, I had a kind of feeling North Carolina was going to win that one. $28.5. Yay. 28-0. And shoot, what was it? Already in the second quarter, man, I honestly think that will be over. A lot of people a lot of the sports books were having the North Carolina Duke game at over 62.5, and I'm looking at it going, I took the over, but I also took the minus 11.5, and at 28-0, just barely a quarter. That's not bad. That's almost like 40, 50 points by the first half. I was just looking at this commercial, and it's actually it kind of made me tear up a little bit. There's a thank you for your service, and it says passItOn.com for all the military members out there. We got to. I come from a family of longtime veterans, active military, and retired and active law enforcement. There's a lot of fire departments, medical, everybody on the front lines right now. I appreciate everything you guys do. I really do. I really appreciate my 2 years of Air Force service actually gave me a lot more respect for other people around me. And I wish a lot of people would actually take a lot of that respect nowadays and be able to, how you say, enjoy what they're doing. I mean, people are always so complaining. Even these elections, people will be complaining about, and I guarantee you, we're going to have a lot of people complaining about how the elections turned out and everything like that, or laughing, gloating, and everything like that. And I really think that I love it when they was like, well, there's division and all that. There's been division for over 40, 50 years. That's why we still have Democrats and Republicans, and not we have two different parties on two different sides. It's always going to be division. There's never going to be a change in that. Like I said, it's going to be one of those things that I really think it's going to be. And I want to say, and I just see an NFL ticker down here that says, "Congratulations, Joe Biden is the 46th president of the United States." Congrats to Joe Biden. I didn't vote for him, but you know what? I actually, hopefully, he does well, because that's what, if he doesn't, I'm going to guarantee you it's not going to look good on him, because there's going to be a lot. He's like, oh, I honestly say this: if he keeps up with his promises, everybody can expect another shutdown. So I want to say this. I want to say that in the sports. Oh, I apologize. I've actually been up since about 11 o'clock last night. So doing this little, trying to stay up, trying to stay talking. I'm watching these games, seeing how they do. But yeah, like I said, I want to see how everybody. I want to see how the world, America, deals with it. A lot of people. I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to be a fan of mandatory health care again. All right, that's all right. That's all right. We got 4th and 1, and now we got They were just showing a good old block right now, so it's one of those things. No, they stopped them. Arizona State stopped USC. So turnover on downs, that's actually kind of good. Like I said, I actually had that feeling. Arizona State was not going to. Arizona State's got one of the best coaches, a good career coaching when it comes to Herm Edwards. And if you've heard that name before, Herm Edwards is actually a former NFL head coach. And he's got that one speech where he goes like this. He actually goes, playoffs. We're not talking about playoffs. And he goes like this. And I'll tell you this, it's one of those funny things because he's been a head coach down there in Arizona State. And I'm going to be honest with you. Arizona State University actually has a lot of good recruits that came in. I mean, they just had, I want to say a defensive end. Was it a tight end or a defensive end that actually went to the NFL? And sure enough, all right, that Liberty game came back on. And plus Brandon Ayuk was a wide receiver that got drafted real late by the 49ers. So I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be an interesting this is going to be interesting because you've got some talent on this team, on both these teams, actually. So this is a game where you might be watching some NFL talent ready. And there we go. Arizona State's got some good runs. But, yeah, like I said, guys, it's just one of those things that if you guys want to I always tell people, I say this is a channel that I can actually express myself on. This is one of my own channels. I really enjoy it. I'm coming up on, I thought I would only do maybe an hour on this broadcast. Different sports talks, I didn't really get many people on here to talk about some questions. If you guys are interested, send me a like, send me something, and I will actually try to talk about the sports questions and all that. I honestly think that I really want to see a lot more people on this channel. I want to see, because I actually plan on doing a lot of things with this channel, from sports talk to gossip talk to whatever, to a lot of other different things, to maybe even producing different things. And it's a touchdown, Arizona State. There we go. There's another 6 points on the record book. With 10:39 left in the second quarter, we're doing pretty good. So, all right, guys. I got another 30 seconds to say, hey, if you guys are interested, always keep checking up on this channel. I will tell you this. I will try to, I will see one thing about YouTube, at least you guys can always go back and check it out if I decide to do a live YouTube chat. But if you guys are interested, have a good time. And I hope everybody has a great day. If you're not having a great day, please always remember, it can always get better. All right, guys. Talk to you all later. This stream is over.